just seeing Chael Sonnen talking about Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz, and he's saying basically that Nate Diaz fight is not going to happen. And the reasoning is, they say Nate Diaz has elevated symptoms. Like, was it a tainted supplement? We know that Nate Diaz is a straight shooter. He basically speaks his mind. He basically tells it like it is. And you can tell the guy's not on steroids, okay? He has the same kind of body style as me. He's very lean. He doesn't take steroids. He's a triathlete. He's a vegan. And he gets all of his supplements from Whole Foods, right? And USADA is saying that they found elevated levels, and basically Nate Diaz is not saying what it is that they're testing for, what they found, but this was for the BMF title, okay? Some people are speculating that maybe Donald Cerrone, maybe Conor McGregor will step in, but nobody wants to see Conor McGregor versus Masvidal. That's not the fight for people to see. People want to see that Nate Diaz Masvidal, because the way he called him out. And the only thing I could think of is they're saying elevated levels, right? Well, it's okay now to smoke CBD because of Nate Diaz. They even said CBDs are okay for fighters to smoke because you're not getting high and it's not a performance enhancing drug. So for me, my guy, I just wonder what's going on here, because they were making a BMF title, the baddest motherfucker in the game title, and they were going to have The Rock come in there in Madison Square Garden and give the belt to whoever won. He could put it on him. So you'd have The Rock there, so you got to pay The Rock a good amount of money. They already have a $50,000 belt made. That just seems like a weird situation that the fight's supposed to happen in 2 weeks or something like that in November. And they're calling it off because Nate Diaz supposedly has elevated levels. And we know it ain't steroids because you can just look at Nate Diaz. He's not a ripped guy. He's very lean. He's not very muscular. He's just kind of like me. He has a little bit of muscle just from like grappling and maybe lifting a little bit of weights. But I just find it very odd that Nate Diaz is going to be out of the fight, because that's the fight that everybody wants to see. And if they can run it back, where they say, okay, this fight doesn't happen, but they run it back another time, that's just stupid. That's why I think these USADA people are so dumb. You got elevated levels. Could it be a tainted supplement? Probably it is. You know, but the bottom line is, we wanted to see Nate Diaz versus Masvidal. We don't want to see Justin Gaethje versus Masvidal. We don't want to see Cowboy Cerrone versus Masvidal. We don't want to see Conor versus Masvidal. We don't want to see Robbie Lawler versus Masvidal, because Chael Sonnen was saying all those guys are the baddest motherfuckers in the game. They're all badass at what they do. They all are badass. They're all tough. But it should be Conor. No. Should it be just Nate versus Masvidal? That's what it should be, because that's what the fight was intended to be. And those are the two baddest dudes in the game. So I just thought I would jump on here, share my opinion, and say, come on, guys. USADA is just ruining fights. That's all they're doing, is ruining MMA fights. You know, this would be a badass fight. Masvidal coming off that flying knee knockout, and then Nate Diaz coming off one of the baddest victories, beating Showtime Pettis, and now they're going to be like, haha, nah, this fight can't happen. Someone's getting screwed, and it's truly the fans. But with that being said, guys, we are here, like I said, at the gym, getting my pump on, and I will see you guys in the next one. That's just a shitty situation, especially for the fans, because the fans are here to see the baddest dudes on the planet, and then we're getting a half-ass fight, or maybe no Masvidal fight. And even if Masvidal does fight, it's not going to give us the fight that the fans want. And you know what that is? That is Nate Diaz, Stockton 209 versus 305 Miami. So as always, It's your boy Trevor back with another MMA breakdown. Man, let me know what you think. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.